Hi, this is Eric Saylor, speech-language pathologist and owner of Expressive Solutions. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to create an on-off switch in an iOS app. Let's begin by creating a new project. I will do that by the shortcut Command-Shift-N. Then I'll select Single View Application. I'm going to name this LightSwitch because this will be like an on-off switch for a light. Then I'm going to save this to a developer directory that I previously created, and I'm going to tap Create. Alright, let's immediately go to the storyboard file to set up our interface. I'm going to find a button, and I'll drag it over to our view controller. Then I want to rename this to say Tap Here, because we're going to want the user to tap the button right there. Then I will find a label and drag that over. And you probably notice how there are some alignment guides. This allows us to center these controls. I won't worry about renaming the label for now. I could do that a little bit later in a method called viewDidLoad under program control. Alright, let's go to our assistant editor, and we're going to connect these controls up to our viewcontroller.m file where we will write some code. So let's start off with the button. I'm going to control drag release right here just below the implementation keyword, and I'm going to call this doButton. I won't worry about changing any of these configurations. I'll just tap connect, and then I will control drag release the label right below the interface keyword, and I'm going to call this my label. Again, I won't worry about these configurations. I'll just connect it up. Now note that the label is a property here and the button is an action. Alright, let's now go to the standard editor and over to the viewcontroller.h file where we are going to create a property which will be a Boolean, and I'm going to call it LightSwitch. With this being a Boolean, the value can be yes or no, or you could say true or false, and this is going to allow us to turn our light switch on and off. So now let's go over to the viewcontroller.m, and what I'd like to do is go down to the viewDidLoad, and this is where I'm going to rename the text for the label. To get access to our label, I'm going to type self.mylabel.text, and I'm going to write a string. I'll just say off here. So when our app loads immediately, it's going to say off for the label, as if the light switch is turned off. But we're going to want to turn that light switch on and off, and the way we'll do that is by writing code here in our button method. Now, I'm going to have to write some conditional code, and I'm going to use an if-else statement. And the condition is actually going to be our property for the light switch. So if I just start typing light switch, I don't see it in our code completion. I actually need to write self.lightSwitch, and now I see it in the code completion. Alright, then I have to write statements if the condition is true or if it's false. Well, the Boolean property for light switch is actually set to false by default. So with that in mind, how about I go ahead and write the second part of this conditional code. I'm going to do that right away because this is where we can turn our light switch on. So let's actually type self dot mylabel.text, and I said we want to turn the light switch on, so we want the text to display on, just like that, using a string. All right, but then we're going to want to turn it off, so we're going to have to set our property to true. The way we do that is by writing self.lightSwitch equals true. All right, then if the condition is true, we want self.mylabel.text to be set to off. Then we want to say self.lightSwitch equals false to run the second part of this conditional code again. And I see that I just left off one semicolon, but there we go. All right, so now this should allow us to turn our light switch on and off. Let's go ahead and check that by building and running our app. Okay, I see that we have off here for the label. That's exactly what I wanted to start with. Now, if I tap here, the light switch goes to on. And then if I tap again, it goes to off. And I could just keep on tapping to turn the light switch on and off. Well, that concludes this video. I'm Eric Saylor, speech-language pathologist and owner of Expressive Solutions. Thank you for watching.